In this video, we're going to be covering Tyson Fury's body transformation and sharing some tips and strategies that you guys can apply to help you lose a significant amount of weight, just like how Tyson Fury has been able to do. This article was done by Men's Health, and I think some of the information about his diet is being shared by his nutritionist, who's called Greg Marriott. So go to Men's Health, and you can read this for yourself. But we can clearly see that he's made a massive transformation because this was him for the Francis Ngannou fight. And this is him as a more recent. You can clearly see that he's taken it almost serious, his body transformation. Um, if we go on Google, we can see that he was weighing around almost 280 pounds. Obviously, he hasn't done a weigh-in yet for Saturday's fight, so we don't know what his exact weight is, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be probably maybe 245 pounds, 250 pounds. He's lost a decent amount, at least a couple of stone he's lost, maybe 240 flat even. It'd be interesting to see. Maybe do another video covering what he actually was weighing. But yeah, you can clearly see he didn't take it very serious compared to how he's looking right now. So his nutritionist got him in check. And let's go for his diet and see what we can learn from what Tyson Fury does. Obviously, you can see he's fitting his clothes a lot better, and he's just looking even younger, to be honest. When you lose enough weight, it does make a massive difference how your overall body composition looks. So this is what he does. So on rest days, he eats about 3,000 calories, and training days, he's eating about 4,500, 600 calories. You got to bear in mind, guys, he is an athlete, a professional athlete. So of course, their whole day is probably dedicated, not probably is dedicated to training. So they probably wake up, they'll go and do running, they'll probably rest, and they'll go back to the gym at lunchtime, and they'll probably train in the afternoon time. So the whole day is dedicated to training. So they're going to be burning a lot more calories compared to what you are. So let's say you're someone who's dieting yourself. You potentially don't want to be having as many calories on your training day. For example, let's say you're someone who eats, I don't know, let's say 2,500 calories typically when you're trying to diet. On your rest days, you may go down to around, let's say 2,250 because you're not burning as many calories compared to training. But your calorie burn on training days is going to be nowhere near as high as a professional athlete because they're doing a ton of cardio, guys, bear in mind. So they're going to be burning way more calories, especially if you're someone who's just lifting weights, they're not really doing any kind of cardio. Your non-training days aren't going to be the high in calories. So bear in mind. So be realistic with your rest day calories and training day calories. Okay, so cool. So he wakes up, he has some vitamin C, he has some collagen, and he drinks some black coffee. This is quite good, especially if you guys are like doing some kind of fasting, intermittent fasting in the morning. This is really great. You have some black coffee. This is a great way to help you prolong your fast and essentially help you stick to that calorie deficit long enough. If you don't eat, let's say like lunchtime, that's what I do, to be honest. I probably just drink water, squash, any kind of zero calorie substance, and then I won't eat my first meal until around like 12 o'clock, and that allows me to stick to my calorie deficit. So decide what you want to do, and definitely use black coffee because it's a way to prolong your calorie deficit in terms of when you're going to be eating. Breakfast, he typically has 2 slices of sourdough toast, avocado, he has some butter with French garlic and Tabasco. It's like Tabasco sauce, and obviously he has some black pepper. Plus, he has 3 full eggs. He has some tomatoes, and he has about 250 grams of lean beef, like mince, made into sausages. So basically, sausages, lean sausages. Or he alternates between oatmeal, protein with fresh nuts and chia seeds, or he has a big omelette. Oh, so it's quite diverse in terms of what he has. He'll fluctuate between 3 different meals to kind of alternate his meals between. This is pretty good because he's having like a ton of protein. So in your diet, if you're trying to diet right now, I'd make sure your first meal is full of protein, guys, because protein, when it comes to like macronutrients, it is going to be really satiating. So you need to make sure you have enough protein in your diet. And a lot of people neglect this. They'll just focus on the calories without realizing the quality of the calories you're consuming actually matter. So make sure you're having some kind of protein with each meal you're having, and it'll help satiate you for longer while you're in a calorie deficit and trying to lose weight. Okay, cool. He'll have a post-gym snack, which is typically protein in granola, fat-free Greek yogurt, and blueberries. Okay, cool. That's a pretty decent one as well. You gotta be careful with granola because it can be very high in calories, and if you're someone who is on lower calories and trying to lose weight because you're not burning as many calories, as obviously Tyson Fury would be having. You may just want to go just the fat-free yogurt and the blueberries. That's got a decent amount of protein in it, and of course the blueberries can add a bit of sweetness as well, because fat-free Greek yogurt isn't always the best tasting, but the blueberry add a bit of texture and make it taste better, whilst keeping the calories pretty low as well. Or you can find a potential alternative to having like granola, because it is very high in calories. Let's quickly Google and see. Okay, so we can see there's about almost 500 calories per 100 grams of granola, and 100 grams really isn't that much, guys, to be honest. So be careful. Make sure you're maybe like measuring it out to make sure you're not consuming a crazy amount. Maybe go for like 50 grams or 25 grams. Just add a little bit of something in there if you feel like you won't satiate you while having the Greek yogurt and blueberries, because otherwise that meal's easy going to be the blueberries plus the Greek yogurt. You're looking at a potential 600 calorie meal, 700 calorie meal, quite easy, and it's going to eat away at a lot of your calories early in the day, especially if you're following something similar to what like Tyson Fury is doing with his diet. Okay, cool. So let's see. If we go lunch, he has 2 chicken breasts and he has 125 grams of rice, and obviously some Greek feta. He has a Greek feta salad to go with it as well. Okay, cool. So he's getting some veggies in there, so fiber, because fiber is going to help keep you more full as well. He's not having many carbs as well, so it's quite light in carbs, this meal itself. He's having 2 chicken breasts, like I mentioned. Protein is going to satiate you and keep you full for longer, so be mindful when it comes to your protein. Then mid-afternoon, he has five rice cakes, and he has some peanut butter with it, a side of watermelon, and some whey beef isolate. Okay, cool. So another meal that's quite high in protein. So obviously, I don't know how many scoops he's having, but let's say he's having 2 scoops here, which is going to be quite decent in protein, easily 50 grams of protein right there. Then he has a bit of watermelon, which hasn't got many calories, so again, it's fruit in as well. And he has a 5 rice cakes, which is going to be quite light. So that's quite a good snack, to be fair, that you can have. But if you're someone, like I mentioned, isn't on very high calories, you maybe want to cut away some of these things. So maybe have the rice cakes, and you'd have the whey protein. To be fair, you can probably get away with having all of them. Just maybe be mindful of the peanut butter, depending on how much you have, because peanut butter can be very high in calories. Even though a lot of people will assume it's going to be very good for protein, it hasn't got as much protein as you may think. Let's show you really quick. So this site I'm using is called Fat Secrets as well, by the way. I'd potentially avoid having the peanut butter, and I'd go for something like maybe like a low calorie jam, or just have like flavored rice cakes. You don't need to have anything on it. And then let's go to the protein. So protein. So it's about 4 grams per 1 tablespoon, which isn't really that much, to be honest, guys. Seeing the amount of calories per tablespoon, you're not getting a massive return in terms of protein there. Okay. Then dinner, he has about 500 grams of potatoes, small roasted and seasoned. Then he has about a 400-gram fillet steak with some mustard, and obviously he's getting some more veggies in and asparagus. Okay, cool. It's a pretty good diet, to be fair. Like, this would really keep you full. So honestly, you could probably apply some of these to your own diet, to be honest, and it'd be very effective to help you lose body fat. You just need to make some adjustments and look at like controlling like portion in the meals you're having itself, because like I mentioned, he's burning a lot of calories, and like on his rest days he's eating about 3,000 calories. Like the average person isn't having nowhere near this, or should be having anywhere near this to help them lose fat, unless you're significantly overweight and you're a big ass person like how Tyson Fury is. Bear in mind, he's like 6'8", 6'9", so he's meant to be a big person, so he's going to be able to get away with eating a lot of calories. Then throw on top how active he is, it's mean and crazy calories. I would definitely recommend some of the things he follows in terms of his diet, in terms of having enough protein in there, in terms of having veggies. It's a pretty well balanced diet. You can use this, but just make adjustments